weather team in the Carolinas. News Channel 15.
Straight ahead on News Channel 15 at 6.
Will it be yes or will it be no? The road tax issue shifts into high gear as our series on the controversial subject continues.
And one of Florence's finest is taken off the beat. The second in charge didn't follow proper procedure.
Plus, the primary importance, getting out the vote in the Palmetto State.
Those stories, a whole lot more, and it all begins, these kids know when.
Right now!
You're watching the Carolinas News Channel. And now, News Channel 15 at 6 with Dave Gilbert, Tiffany Cochran, Ed Piotrowski, Terry Gurn, and Allyson Floyd.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us. I'm Tiffany Cochran.
And I'm Dave Gilbert. We begin tonight with more on the controversy over Horry County roads. They say it's driving people crazy, and soon it will be driving people away. What we're talking about is the traffic at the beach. Now, people backing the March 5th referendum say the sales tax will put the county on the road to success. News Channel 15's Victoria Spechko has our top story.
I've lived here all my life, and I'd like for my children to be able to live here all their life. And it's truly, I don't care what they say, it's truly a quality of life issue. If we don't do something about these roads, I don't know where Horry County's headed.
Frank Thompson is just a regular guy, a citizen of Horry County, a citizen who says a 1% sales tax is the only answer.
To me, this roads issue is an issue about the future of Horry County. There's no doubt in my mind that if we don't pass this issue, that no one else is going to come in here and take care of our road problems.
And solving our road problems is exactly what the proponents say needs to be done, and fast. And if we don't have these roads, what happens to Myrtle Beach?
Well, we'll get into virtual gridlock. There are people who say, well, we don't want the tourists, so we don't do the roads, the tourists won't come. That's not true. They're going to come anyhow.
They're already coming. 9 million vacationers flocked to Horry County's beaches last year, and more than 11 million are expected to make Horry County their vacation spot in '96. The proponents of the March 5th referendum say those 11 million people are the ones really picking up the tab.
The tourists under our proposal are going to pay 85% of the cost of the entire plan. Now, obviously, any one individual tourist is not going to pay that, but we've got between 9 and 12 million of those coming here every year, and they're going to come every year, and they're going to pay that.
According to the proponents, a tourist spends an average of $292 per trip, but there are more than 9 million tourists. That gives you about $32.5 million. We need $38 million a year to pay for the comprehensive road plan. Their figures show a tourist contribution of 84%. That's one of the main reasons a sales tax is the option on the table.
We looked at virtually every type way that we could come, and the only one that seemed to demonstrate viability was the sales tax. So it really wasn't a situation of seeing something going out and getting it. It was really a method of elimination.
In other words, there is no plan B. Those who want the sales tax to pass agree with the opposition on one point, the fact that it's the state's responsibility to pay for our highways. The problem is the state says it can't.
Traditionally, roads like this have been paid for by federal and state gasoline taxes, and those resources are not there in sufficient dollars to pay for this project. There is no hope for any more money coming from federal government, and the state gas tax is too low to pay for it.
Now we're live in front of Highway 501 in Horry County, and this is one of the roads that they say has a lot of congestion, and it's increasingly becoming year-round congestion. The proponents of the sales tax say that the only way we're going to relieve the congestion on highways like 501 is to pass a sales tax. Now, coming up tomorrow night, we're going to answer a big question for everyone, and that question is, why isn't the state paying for these roads? Traditionally, the state has paid. In this case, they say they can't. We'll tell you why tomorrow night at 6 o'clock, and also coming up tomorrow night at 7:30, we have our half-hour special, Roadblock, Who Will Pay to Pave the Way. That's all coming up tomorrow night. Dave, Tiffany?
Okay, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Once again, that special is tomorrow night at 7:30 here on News Channel 15. Thanks a lot, Victoria. We have some breaking news right now to report at this hour. A bad wreck at the intersection of Highway 52 and Lucas Streets in Florence. We're told 7 to 10 cars were involved. Several people hurt in the crash. Police are still looking for the driver, who they say caused the entire wreck. Now, the case is being investigated as a hit and run. News Channel 15 has crews on the scenes, and we'll have much more as this story develops throughout the news.
A Georgetown County couple accused of killing their young child are both being held without bond tonight. Patricia Grove and Centennial Frazier made their first appearance in court this morning. The judge has ordered them to be held without bond until a hearing is held to go over the evidence. Authorities say the couple called police last weekend saying their child was unresponsive, but the coroner says the 2-year-old boy died of multiple blows to the head and to the body. Also in Georgetown, the woman who is suing the Highway Patrol for false arrest took the stand today. She is 27-year-old Dina Wilson. Wilson was charged with felony DUI in 1991 following a collision she had with the troopers. Today she told the jury after she was arrested, her grades dropped and she had to get professional help for depression. Solicitor Ralph Wilson also took the stand and said he would have dropped the charges against Wilson had he known that the initial accident report was false.
And it would have been unfair, and unreasonable, in my opinion, to try and pursue this with perjured testimony, and maybe even illegal on my part if I was aware of this information.
As it turned out, the troopers had been drinking too. 2 years after Wilson was charged with felony DUI, the charges against her were dropped.
He shot and killed a man, but tonight he's free to go back to the scene of the shooting if he does want to. He's Gary Bulldog Tomlinson, the former bouncer who killed a man for pulling a gun outside a Darlington nightclub back in 1994. Tomlinson was found not guilty just a few hours ago. He's free of that murder charge that's been really hanging over his head for more than a year now. Now, from the start, Tomlinson told cops he fired in self-defense, that Larry Davis pulled his gun after an argument. The jury obviously agrees it was in self-defense. And the fate of Daniel Green is now in the hands of a jury. The panel starting deliberations around 3:30 this afternoon. Green, of course, is accused of killing NBA star Michael Jordan's father. Jordan's body was found dumped in a South Carolina swamp back in August of '93. Another defendant, Larry Demery, pleaded guilty in the case and fingered Green as the trigger man. Now, if convicted, Green could face the death penalty.
A family dispute turns deadly. It happened yesterday afternoon in Hemingway. Virgil Powell went to this trailer to see his daughter. It's the home of her boyfriend, 33-year-old Alan Powell. Virgil and his daughter started a fight outside. He got violent and she ran into the woods. Now, frightened by Virgil, her boyfriend Alan was hiding inside the trailer.
He went in the door, went down the hallway to a bedroom. He actually kicked in a door in the hallway, went down, went in the bedroom looking for Mr. Alan Powell, who was hiding in a closet. When he came in the bedroom, Mr. Alan Powell opened the door and shot Virgil Powell 3 times.
When sheriff's deputies arrived, the father was dead and the boyfriend was still at the scene. Alan Powell is charged with murder and possession of a weapon. Virgil and Alan had a history of violence. Deputies have been called to the home numerous times in the past.
This next story is one you will only see here on News Channel 15. Word tonight, the assistant police chief in Florence has been suspended without pay. News Channel 15 learned Major Robert Ross did not report an incident where his gun was fired. Ross got involved in a chase on February 13th. Police say when the suspect got out of the car and ran towards some woods, Ross and a patrolman started chasing them. That's when the major's weapon went off. After an internal investigation, Chief Ralph Porter says the discharge was accidental, but failure to report the incident properly is the big problem.
So these policies be followed. That when a weapon's discharged, regardless of its reason, whether it was intentional, justified, or accidental, it doesn't matter. There's a shooting review board that will be impaneled of 6 officers of various ranks of this department, and immediately the chief of police will be notified. That's what my discipline concern was over.
Now, the chief learned about the incident just after a witness asked another officer all about that.
Well, there's more to come on News Channel 15 at 6, including a look at the GOP preps for Saturday.
That's for sure. And too much of a good thing can ruin those pearly whites. We'll show you coming up in your health. Stay where you are.
Want a souvenir of the NCAA championship so you'll always remember the